Yo, what's up guys? Will the RNG Lord here, and today I'm going to show you my Season 4 draft analysis for the major Pokemon circuit. I'm your coach of the San Antonio Sparce, so let's get right into the team. This is a 24-man league, and no megas allowed. Absolutely none. So that made drafting this team a whole lot harder, but I am going to break down what I drafted for you guys, and just to show you how good this team actually is, considering, all in all, 24-person draft with no megas at all. Alright, so we had 8th pick in the draft overall, and I really wanted a good high tier, maybe something like Tornadus Therian or even Mew, and unfortunately those both went before my pick. However, Celesteela did not, and that is a blessing in disguise, because Celesteela has an amazing typing in Steel and Flying. It can provide a bulky option, a setup sweeper. Celesteela really just does it all. And so I thought it would be the perfect Pokemon to build around. So after Celesteela, I wanted something that could take the fire hits pretty well. And unfortunately, I did have to double up on the electric weakness, but my next pick to form a defensive core is Toxapex. So Toxapex is really nice for setup sweepers like Celesteela because it can set up toxic spikes. It also can switch out and gain health back with the regenerator ability. And Scald being a broken move, as well as things like Toxic and Haze. Really nice utility to have, and I am so glad to have this core considering how big of a draft this was. So this is a core I feel very comfortable using, and I am overall really satisfied with that. So next, I wanted to cover my electric weakness. Originally, I did draft Hippowdon. However, I had already drafted a few Mons, and Hippowdon, although it would have been nice to have a bulkier ground, I ended up trading it because it looked like all the good hazard removal was getting scooped up, so I picked up Donphan. So, Donphan, I did make a trade for, but it's a bulky ground type. It gets access to Stealth Rocks, and it can Rapid Spin, which is very, very crucial to this team. And a lot of people also sleep on the fact that Donphan gets priority in the form of Ice Shard. So overall, I felt Donphan was the best ground type I could get at that point that would pair with both Celesteela and Toxapex. Like I said, I originally had Hippowdon, but I feel like Donphan fit my team better. So coming up at 4th pick, we had Raikou. Now, Raikou gave us a speed tier. It's a fast electric type. It can be really strong on the offensive end. And so I wanted to pick something with base 115 speed to kind of fix my slow team so far. And Raikou was able to fill just that role and fill it well. So Raikou being an electric type was just a great pickup overall for what was left at that point. So go on to pick number 5, and here I wanted to form my Fairy Dragon Steel core, and so I picked Kyurem. So Kyurem, in my opinion, is a very underrated mon. The typings Ice and Dragon, as well as the coverage Kyurem gets, and having base 130 in both attacks, is really solid. It also has base 97 speed, which isn't bad, especially in a format like this where not everyone has a powerful team. So I personally love Kyurem on this draft, and yeah, so I have my steel and my dragon at this point. Next, I picked a grass type, and the grass type I went with was Breloom. Breloom was the highest tier option I had left. It gets access to Spore. Grass and Fighting are two really good types to have. And Breloom gets priority in the form of Mach Punch. It has that Technician ability, which is really nice. So, all in all, Breloom, great pickup for this team. Makes my team a little bit more balanced. Moving on, we have our Fairy in the Fairy Dragon Steel Core to go along with Kyurem and Celesteela, and that is Diancie. So, Diancie provides rocks. It gave us two typings we didn't have yet in Rock and Fairy. It's great offensively and defensively. Its speed is a little lackluster, but whatever it lacks in speed, we have the rest in power. And I do have enough Mons on my team to run a faster, more accurate team, so Diancie was just a fine pickup there. Next we have Delphox, and Delphox has base 105 speed. I think a lot of times people often sleep on how fast this Pokemon is. It has a Fire and Psychic typing, which again we did not have on our team. It gets access to Wish and some really nice utility moves, as well as the ability Magician, which can be very useful in something like that. I bring Power Herb Solar Beam one week and steal their item or something like that. Or even just a Recovery Berry and I get to steal their item. That's a very, very good thing to have, and Delphox fills that role perfectly. I wanted a fast fire type, and that is exactly what Delphox gave me. Next we have Cryogonal. So Cryogonal is my second ice type, which that is the one regret I have about my draft, that I have two ice types. However, it fills a very different role than Kyurem does. Kyurem's more of a breaker. Cryogonal is here for rapid spin / defog purposes. Also, it can be fast, and it does get some nice coverage. So, Cryogonal isn't as important of an ice type as Kyurem is to the team, but it's still a very nice addition. Coming up next, we have our Persian Alola, which also gives us another nice speed tier in 115. And it gets access to Parting Shot, which lets me set up with some Mons like Delphox or Celesteela. Also, just fast things that can taunt or have Technician HP, or have Technician hidden power in general, as well as the Fur Coat ability. This is a very, very nice utility to have. Especially, once again, when all things considered, how big of a draft this was. So, Persian, great Mon, great Dark type. And moving on to our final pick of the draft, we have Volbeat. So, at this point, I wanted Licky Licky. I didn't have a normal type, but Licky Licky did not fall to me. So, I thought, you know what could be really fun? Tail Glow passing into Celesteela. Baton Pass is legal in this format, and not every team has a way to phase this out. So, you Tail Glow pass into Celesteela, and Celesteela basically just grants you the win there after an Autotomize. So, that was my thought process behind Volbeat. It also gave me an 80 base speed Mon to kind of fill my speed gap. It also gets access to Prankster Defog, as well as Tailwind, Baton Pass, like I said before, Tail Glow, Thunder Wave, Encore. Volbeat is great for utility, and that is exactly what it is providing me. So yeah, that is my MPC draft. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time for the battle. Bye.